We had a discussion with Access team somewhere around January this year.
Already, okay.
Is it the same thing or it's different? So, are you looking for a specific transformation between SOAP to JSON, right? Is it the same requirement?
See, I was
Correct.
okay.
I think some of my team members started that work during Jan this year, and then it was on hold. So we due to some other high priority work that was kept on hold, and again we are planning to start this work to migrate from Okapi SAS to OGW. Yeah,
Okay,
it's
let
the
me
same.
quickly bring my screen out so that we can save some time if it's the similar thing. So, let me know once my screen is visible. So, last time I think Dinesh Kumar SN, Roy, Ali, and myself we discussed.
Okay, Dinesh was the person who was speaking just now. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
No problem. So we discussed something on this.
No.
This is it the same thing?
No. That's different. So this is Maxim. So that is fixed. So that's completed now.
Okay.
So what we are looking for is that so currently we have existing APIs. So that
Mm-hmm.
APIs, what Tramas and some other interfaces will be calling those APIs. So that API is in JSON format. When we are sending the request to backend COBOL, so we are using mainframe. So when we are sending the request to the backend, we are converting from JSON request to uh, SOAP XML request. We are just doing the conversion using the JavaScript, and then we are just providing a response or request to COBOL programs. Once we get the response from COBOL program as SOAP XML, again we are just doing a conversion into JSON, and then we are responding back to the interface application. So
Got it.
this
So
is
basically, this red line is done. Now we are talking about
no no
Access API onwards.
no that Maxim to access, that's a different story. Already we have a basic authentication web service. It's not onboarded to any APG or any APIs or any Okapi or something like that. It's a just a web service with a basic authentication. So this is completed. Now already we are having an existing API in Okapi. Now we are just going to onboard that to OGW. But for this JSON to SOAP conversion and other things, we need some support. So this is a different work.
Okay,
So
got it.
this is completed. Yeah.
Got it. So this is basically the straightforward scenario where the migration is required from OCAPISAS to OGW, and you're missing the transformation functionality, and you want to achieve it through MAS.
Yeah. Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Let
Can
me
I
let me let me share my screen, Rachit. Maybe let us understand this scenario if possible. There. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So. So let me know. Yeah. Hopefully my screen is visible.
Yeah, we can see it now.
Yeah, so this is as per discussion with Dinesh only. So what is happening currently, that the, for example, client Ramis here, it is sending JSON over TLS 1.2, and there is an Okapi SAS in between, which where we can have our so it also provides some proxy. I'm not much aware about what actually how interaction happens inside Okapi SAS, but
No, no.
what we
Mhm.
have done, or what Dinesh have done, his team has done, is there are some JavaScripts which are deployed over there in this proxy, and this request, JSON request, is intercepted by these scripts. These scripts convert JSON into SOAP, and then send that
Mhm.
SOAP message back to Access mainframe over SOAP TLS. So that is their COBOL server or target server, what they're saying. So whatever the functionality inside now is not supported in OGW, right? So this functionality of the scripts of the transformation, like intercepting the or getting the JSON request, converting into SOAP, and then sending it to Access mainframe, that what we is required or maybe something like mass or some external entity which receive the request from OGW basically, because request will come from OGW, from client to OGW, and from OGW to, for example, let's say mass will convert into SOAP, the JSON request, and they will intercept this on TLS 1.2 and then send on SOAP on TLS 1.2. So that's what is required, Rachit, here.
Okay. Can you just move your cursor for, yeah, okay, I'll just take a snap of it.
Yeah.
Let me just,
I can, yeah, okay.
Yes, so I'm just, now I'm sharing my screen, but I think we got the scenario. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
So this is what you have right now. Hope my screen is again visible.
Yeah, visible. Yeah.
So what will happen in the change? I will just give you the change. I think most likely this is what is going to happen. Right, so this will be your Tramus.
Yeah.
Here it comes OGW.
Exactly.
And through OGW you'll be reaching to mass, and mass should be reaching to access.
Right.
Mainframe, right? This is what you are expecting.
This is what is required, right? Yes.
Okay, and then when it's coming from Tramus to OGW, it will be JSON.
JSON.
Let's just highlight that as well quickly. So it will be JSON, and from OGW, when the request is going forward, it will still be JSON.
JSON, and over TLS 1.2. Yeah.
And then when it's going here, basically you want it to be converted to
SOAP.
SOAP.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now, yeah. So that's a double arrow. So we need both.
You need both sides.
Yeah, okay. Both sides.
Yeah, when response comes in SOAP, it should convert back into JSON and it go to Tramus back. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's possible. So basically, how it works is mass has a shared proxy in OGW, and in that shared proxy, generally our tenants configure their services. So in mass, you create a service, and that service can be exposed. So for that, let me just bring that quick diagram that will help you to understand how it works. Just opening the OGW box.
Yeah.
So in OGW, mass has a proxy, and inside that proxy, we can call it a sub proxy or so, where we give access to a particular service which is created and hosted within mass. What it means is, in case some customers come to us where they are looking for transformation service, they don't want their clients or they can't ask their clients to reach them directly. They ask the clients to go through this mass proxy so that they can reach to the service, because obviously you need the transformation service connectivity, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they can reach to that service through OGW, and then that service can talk to the subsequent, in this example, access mainframe.
Okay, so it is not exactly same, but it's very similar to the proxy which are supported inside Okapi SaaS, like that kind of thing inside OGW. You are saying in that diagram, previous diagram, this one. Yeah. This all this is everything inside OGW, right?
It's inside OGW, this part, yes.
this part side. So then mass proxy is something, or mass proxy for access is something which is created or deployed inside OGW. That's what we are saying.
Correct. It's deployed inside OGW, yes.
Okay.
OGW, sorry, it's again calling OGW because it was target from other system, but yeah, the bigger block is OGW. So basically, this proxy they directly reach out to.
Okay.
And previously, authentication was still with OCAP access, which I think now is changed to Entra ID.
The MFA, yeah.
Yes.
So you also going to have, Dinesh, this Entra ID thing along with this?
No, currently we are using this OAuth token and other things. So do we need to change anything? I think we are not going to change anything. Just we are just going to deploy from Okapi SaaS to OGW. That's all.
Actually, that's not a requirement. Alim, do you have any insights on it? I think it's not our requirement. It's like now when you want to enable OGW, be it any proxy, they are expecting to Entra ID to be used, right?
Yeah, it's not on us actually. We are just using OGW's proxy, OGW tenancy to provide that shared proxy. Now, once OGW makes a decision that they will be decommissioning Okapi SaaS for OAuth entirely, then that moment you have to migrate to Entra ID for client IDs authentication for proxies.
Okay, which it means they can still work with current setup, OAuth setup, right?
Okay.
That's
Yes.
good.
Okay, so that means we can keep using that OAuth setup for time being, but just do this proxy thing for JSON to SOAP transformation. That is possible, yeah.
Yes.
And when time comes
never
for,
know.
yeah, sorry.
No, yeah, exactly. So we never know when OGW team mandates using of Entra ID.
Yeah.
Maybe can have that work in parallel, but yeah, for time being we can continue using as long as that is allowed by the OGW themselves.
Okay.
We don't have any problem forcing anything.
No, that's great actually, because when time comes we can move, we can just reuse the setup and go and move to Entra ID as well, right? If required.
Yeah.
Otherwise we can just keep using same authentication. But that is a good point. Okay, so
Now, just one more thing to add. Now you see the green parts I'm creating, right? So you want to understand one thing very clear is TRIMAS to OCAP SaaS and TRIMAS to OGW. This connectivity is taken care of, or this part is yet to be taken care of between TRIMAS and OGW connectivity.
Dinesh, you want to say?
So TRAMAS to OGW connection, I'm not sure what is
Okay,
that.
no problem. Let's make it like we want to clarify whether it is there or not. That's all. Because that is a required piece.
Okay. So
Between OGW and MAS, it's pretty clear we have the connectivity. So we ensure that we have the connectivity. Now comes this part, which I think we want to understand how MAS can connect to Access mainframe. Do you have any preferred way, or how it is? Maybe you can say right now how is it?
Like what are the preferences could be, like if because I have no idea, like is there any preferences over
Are you
there?
exposing just an API, or how is it? This mainframe service is exposing something, right? Alim, can you explain a bit on this part?
Yeah, just a couple of questions. I'm assuming this RAS and Access are hosted on Telstra network, right? They are
Yeah.
mainframes, obviously.
yeah,
So there would be firewall burns required because the mass layer that you see in between, the blue box, that is hosted on AMP, AWS Cloud. So there would be firewall burn required between the mass and the interface for Access and RAS. Number one. The second query that I have is now I'm not sure how RAS or Access are exposing their APIs, but are they capable of calling APIs over MTLS, that is mutual TLS?
capable of Current system empty. So we need to call a API from here, or how is it?
Now, what I'm assuming is, okay, so API transformation takes place in that mass box there, where JSON gets converted to SOAP,
Okay.
and XML response gets forwarded to Access
Yeah.
or RAS, and then we just receive a response
Yeah.
in the form of XML.
Okay.
Okay, okay, that's fine. Then in that case, we don't need MTLS as well. We can get rid of it.
You just
So
need
it's
to
just,
call the API that directly, right?
exactly, yeah, it's just the firewall bones we might have to take care of.
Okay.
And what is the RAS piece here? Like not shown where it will be.
I'm just taking from this. What else is there?
So what I also see in the same page from discussion with Dinesh, there are APIs like discovery API, service order API, disconnect. There is a callback API, which I think Dinesh said that that is fired. Callback API was, if we just see that proxy in the copy SAS, my understanding was that callback API was fired, not is it was generated not inside the access mainframe but inside the proxy. That is correct, Dinesh?
No, so we are calling a API that is already deployed or in SAS. I think it is also now migrated to OGW. So we are just calling the API callback API URL to send the callback from mainframe. We are just calling that. That's all, Pavan.
So that is called from this access mainframe. Everything
Yeah.
like it is received or generated from the access only, right? Not from middle of proxy somewhere because of some
No.
hooks and all. Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
so that is not a
So
requirement. Okay.
we have a synchronous transaction and one asynchronous transaction. So whenever Tramas or some other API calls, so for discovery or disconnection, we will send a synchronous response
Uh-huh.
for everything. Apart from this, whenever there is a disconnect request to disconnect any services, once the disconnection is completed, we will just send a asynchronous response, but that is not with us. Access or RAS mainframe will have a separate API, disconnect API, that is owned by Tramas or interface application. So we will just call that API and then we will just put the response. So that is a asynchronous one.
So both are possible here, right, Rajit?
Just confirming on that. So in the asynchronous one, the RAS PR access makes a API call to the callback API, and that needs transformation too, right?
No.
XML.
That's not required because already it is posting in a JSON format.
Okay, so in that case, it need not go through mass to begin with, right? The callback API
So
can.
that is a request. Whatever we are getting is a JSON request. So this needs, but from access mainframes to some other API. So that is a separate integration. I don't think that is not an XML. That is in JSON format. We are not doing any conversion there.
Yeah, exactly my point. So when Tramas makes a disconnect API call, that can go through mass because that needs transformation. And once that gets recorded into Access or RASP, then RASP can make a callback API. If it doesn't need transformation, if it can directly call that callback API, right? It need not be hosted on mass. Only the
So
callback one.
only the callback is not required in mass.
Okay, that's fine then. But then
Okay.
you don't need connectivity. I mean,
Or
the
asynchronous.
MTLS. Yeah, you don't need
Asynchronous one.
MTLS for exactly because that's not going through mass. But ongoing, that's the forward call. You need a transformation for that for sure, right?
Yeah, for synchronous, we need the transformation. So we have some JavaScript. I think so. We need
some
similar
shared
function.
flows. They used to call that, right? Shared flows or something. in Okapi says there was some kind of plugin sort of scenario where you can just plug in that pre-developed JavaScript that can convert, right? That you want to replicate in mass.
Yeah, if it is, if that is possible, yeah, we
Yeah.
can use that. We have the JavaScript with us, so whether that can be plugged in and then same functionality can be used inside mass, or how
No,
is it?
it's easier than that actually. So I think either we can show the video, or if someone just wants to open, Alim or Manju, if you want to open and just quickly showcase the my part, which is drag and drop.
I think Manju was going to say something.
I was supposed to say that we can use the JavaScripts as well. We can integrate that within MI, and we can reuse those scripts as well instead of doing it from scratch.
Probably it
So
could
Dinesh,
simplify. Yeah.
you'll be sending a JSON, and internally the JavaScript would translate it to SOAP XML, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we can reuse those JavaScripts. We have a plug and play feature where you can use those JavaScripts and get your request translated to SOAP XML.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And just want to confirm, like, between OGW and mass, and from mass to access, it will be all at least TLS 1.2, right?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yes, that's right.
Sure. So I think then what remains is to find out, or then who will do, like, or how we can go for this Tramis to OGW connectivity. Like, we need to deal with it separately, or it can be dealt with it along with this mass thing.
So basically, what happens? You will say to Tramus that we are migrating to OGW, and they might already have the connectivity because
Towards
of other interfaces, right? So it might already be there. If not, they can request for it and they can get the connectivity established.
So that is
Endpoint will be offered from mass.
okay, and that will be up to Tramis to have that connectivity, right?
Yes, it
Okay.
should be with Tramus.
Okay.
So do we need any firewall burns for this mass to access or Raspberry mainframe? So
I think no right now, correct, Ali? If API is exposed, or still we need firewall?
No, you might need firewall because the Raspbian access, as far as I know, is hosted on Telstra network.
Okay, that will be between AMP and that network, right?
Yes.
Let me just add that. So this is inside Telstra network. So this will confirm on this part.
On the firewall requirement.
Yes.
Okay.
And this I'll highlight like Tramas to take care.
Okay.
so the same port numbers will be used for this Okapi SAS and then OGW. So we need to do, if it is required to do firewall burn. So that's what my doubt, because due to some mass or some other from the cloud, so we need, so a call is coming from the cloud to mainframe, we need to do this firewall burn. Is that right, or how is that?
Maybe yes, we'll check with AMP if it is already there, if there is any approved pattern already, or if it requires explicitly, because there are different transit gateway, for example, now, and there are some different routers available within AMP to connect to other systems within Telstra.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, what's the port? Do you have any idea of the port where these mainframes are exposing their APIs on? Is it 443?
So we have a dedicated port. So the general port is 443. Yeah, that's correct. Apart from that, we have dedicated port within Access mainframe. So the port which I have informed is that that is related to the TCP/IP service port. So that is 443 as per my knowledge. Apart from that, we have access and RASP mainframe related ports, something like 5903 or 7903, something like that. So we are talking about this TCP/IP port 443.
Okay. So just the APIs have exposed over 443.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Got it.
Okay. I think then it's like a doable solution. So Rachit, what would you require from application team side, any to start this, or any formal email from owners, or what is the process next?
So generally we are a platform, right? So we usually don't own the service, but we help you to get onboarded.
Okay.
Then you own the service, right? So what we do initially, we perform a POC in which our team directly interacts with you. And while building the service, we also would like to have someone from your team to just have a look, and then we can hand over whatever is this transformation. Basically, our goal is to bring this yellow part up, build it. The logic will be inside this. Trammers will reach out to basically mass proxy, and through sub proxy we'll be navigating to basically this service, and then this service will communicate with access.
Okay.
I'll just OGW here.
This is so AMP. Okay, this is an AMP. Okay. Mass is running there.
Mass is hosted over AMP, yes.
Okay. All right. And then usually, like, how much time it takes if we have to give some feedback to the upstream that this will take this much of time.
So with this information, I'll let Aleem and Manju to comment the best case and worst case timelines.
So
Best case meaning
services
assuming
are we
everything
planning
is
to
already
build?
set up. Worst case means you have to set up everything and then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
saying how many services are we planning to build? Services or APIs?
So there are two applications, and I think on each of them at least 4 APIs. Dinesh,
Yeah,
you can correct. Yeah.
Total 4 APIs, it would be around 4 APIs in
For
total.
both?
access to and RASP.
For both,
Yeah.
huh? Okay. Yeah.
No. 2 plus 2.
2 plus 2, like
two?
8 APIs. Okay.
No. Not 8. For access to discovery and disconnect, and then for RASP to discovery and disconnect, it would be around
All right. Okay.
4 APIs. So for I think for others the URL might change, but the API wise it won't change. Yeah, only 4 APIs in total. Apart from that, we have 2 callback APIs. So that is, we are not going to do any changes for that. So it should be 4 in total. Access to and RASP2.
Alright, so this is pretty straightforward API. So approximately 2 or 3 weeks, since you need to get hands on with the WSO tools, MI, and the other tools. So probably 2 or 3 weeks. Is what the dev estimate would be. Dev estimate, then again testing and integration testing that you can add upon on that.
Okay. So we can take like 3 weeks of dev efforts. Yeah.
Ideally, yes.
That's like that includes the setup part, I guess. Right, Manju?
Yes.
So Dinesh,
And I have few more questions. Yeah.
yeah, no, go ahead, please. Yeah.
I just want to check if you are expecting any high number of transaction. What is usual TPS, if you know, or any daily count or something?
So daily count, it should be daily calls. It would be maximum 2,000 to 5,000 max, as per my knowledge.
That is feasible because we definitely support 100 transactions per second. So I think 2000 or 3000 should be enough. And are you looking for any rate limiting? Or
Yeah,
it's not
rate
required?
limiting. Rate limiting. I will just check with TPO for rate limiting. But existing, we have some concurrent limit. So not more than 5 concurrent transactions. I think we have that throttling. For rate limiting per second or per hour, I need to check with application TPO. Um, Currently, I think we don't have any rate limiting for that. But for uh, concurrent transactions, we have a limit of 5.
Which is already there in API policy of Access Mainframe, right?
Yeah, right.
You want
That is
this transformation
it.
service also to limit if Tramas is calling more than that, or it will be handled? How is it?
Yeah, currently it is handled under this Okapi SAS.
Okay.
We need that to be handled under. I think OGW will support that, right? Only the JavaScript will not be supported.
Yeah, GW does support, but it has a specific way of supporting that rate limiting. I think IP-based rate limiting they can do.
Oh.
If you don't need any advanced logics, then the default option provided by OGW will suffice. If let's say Tramas keeps on changing the APIs, then probably we'll have to figure out some other way to identify the system first and then apply the rate limiting. Which is okay just to know if it is needed for now, and then it will decide if there are more complexity to it. But on a with this information, it looks pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Okay.
So do we need to share any script with you guys for converting or doing?
Share one of your JavaScript that used for one of the transformation. I'll quickly check how we can integrate and can have a quick demo.
Yeah, sure. I will just check with. I think recently I have shared it. I have a copy of that.
Yeah.
I also share the request and response that you ideally get from one of your API.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Great. I think this is feasible, and I think let's go for it. Is there any more questions, Rachit or anyone? We are already 3-4 minutes more.
No, I think not at this moment. Next thing could be to just have a POC started. For that, we can reach out to Manju and we can, I think, get started on this.
Okay. Would you require any formal request, or it's okay just to start on this?
Yeah, when you want to move to production, then yes, you will also have to just check with security and other stuff, but that will guide you through. For now, for starting the POC, there's no approval required. But when we are going to actual service, yes, there may be.
Okay. Can you please share this picture on chat? I'll use this in MOM. I can share with everyone.
Sure. I'll do it just after the call. I just got a delivery, so
okay. No problem. Yeah. Okay. So I think we are good here. Thank you, everyone. Let's go with this.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.